Welcome to the Adaptive Outdoorsman Podcast. It is brought to you by Action Trackchair, proud sponsor and champion of outdoor accessibility. Action Trackchair is committed to empowering individuals with mobility challenges to explore the great outdoors with freedom and independence. Whether it's hunting in rugged terrain, casting a line by the water, or hitting the trails for a hike, the Action Trackchair is the ultimate all-terrain wheelchair that empowers you to get outside. Custom build your Trackchair today at actiontrackchair.com. Action Trackchair, unlock adventure. I would like to introduce our guest, Amberley Snyder, barrel rider, keynote speaker, and movie star. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Excited to be on.
I am really happy to be on because I know it's taken us a couple of years to get scheduled.
Yeah. I'd say I'm shocked, but I'm really not with the life that I live.
I was just like, oh, I've had on a Bronco rider before, Tyler Turco, and I was because my response to him was, people like, why would you have somebody like that on? I said, because I like horses.
I mean, that's a fair enough reason.
Yeah, right. They're big, they're powerful, and they can go fast.
That's exactly why I have them.
Although I have yet to actually ride horses properly.
Might want to fix that.
Yeah, I know. In the meantime, I'll just keep watching Spirits down the Cimarron.
All right, deal.
So, yeah, I'm going with sleep deprivation, a starting quarter of the game here. So why don't you tell us a little bit about past history and what got you into horse riding?
So my story in a nutshell, I started riding horses when I was 3 years old. I started competing in rodeo when I was 7. It was my family decided to move from California to Utah that I told my dad I'd only move if he got me a Palomino barrel horse when we got there. So he did. And her name was Lacey, and that's when I started competing in rodeo. I did it all through the junior rodeo days up into high school, made it to the national high school finals, and won a world title with the National Little Britches Associations. That's kind of leading up to when I was 18. I fell in love with barrel racing just as a kid, and I had great parents that made it possible for me to do it.
Nice. I recently saw a video of this dad leading his daughter, and she couldn't have been more than maybe 10 or 8 or 10 or something like that. And that horse is ready to go. The daughter shakes off her hat and kicks it in overdrive, barrel racing, and then comes right back and finish. Dad picks up the hat.
Sounds right.
Yeah. So what got, obviously you liked riding horses, but what got you specifically into barrel racing?
My mom had wanted to do that when she was younger. She did get to get a horse when she was younger, but not a barrel horse. They didn't even have a trailer. So I think she, had wanted to do that. And when I had an interest and love for horses, she would take my hand and we would trace the barrel pattern over and over and over again. And so I think it just made me want to try it. And then turns out, I fell in love with it and was good at it. So that's where the passion came in.
Yeah. And then you turned it into a professional career.
Yeah, helps out when you can be good at something that you love to do.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with being a dad is something I'm really liking doing right now.
That's perfect.
Yeah. I bet the humble podcaster. Yeah, I know. Normally I'm a little more on the nose today, but I'm like off kilter. I haven't had a coffee properly, apparently.
That's why I have mine right here, my iced coffee right here.
I need to make a refresh with Hunting Day coffee. I'm out of their coffee. And I need to get my wife there's a special blend they have on there that's like a mix between pumpkin spice and pumpkin pie.
Oh, I bet she'd love that.
Oh, yes. And I'm probably going to drink some too, but get like the 2-pound bag.
I think that sounds like a good idea.
Good. We're in agreement that coffee is the great thing in the world.
Yes, absolutely.
So when we move into your professional career as a barrel racer, how'd that go? How'd that start out, and what led it into what you're doing today?
So in the professional world, you can buy your permit when you're 18. So I had planned on getting my permit when I was going to come back from Denver, but of course that's when life kind of changed. So I actually, after I ran in the American, Busby Quarter Horses sponsored my first permit. So they said, because I kept saying, I'm not ready. I don't think I'm not ready. And they sponsored my first permit. And that's when I started pro rodeo. So that was in 2015 is when I went to some rodeos with Power. And then, when I had a horse, Legacy was my backup horse at that time. He was in training. And so when he stepped up, I was really able to make a run for my first circuit finals in 2021. And we did. We made it in 2021, 2022. We made the circuit finals. So that's the top 12. There's circuits all over the nation, and they split them up. In order to make the national finals rodeo, it's all the money combined. But in order to make your circuit finals, you designate a circuit, and then you win money within that circuit. So it's the top 12 in my wilderness circuit, and I was able to make the finals in 2021 and 2022. So that was amazing, and I'm hoping I'll make a run for it next year with my newer horse, that he'll be ready to do that. But
Nice.
I mean, it comes down to, you have to have the horse to go, you have to have the finances to go, and then you have to have a little bit of luck to be out there too.
So what is because like I said, I just saw the video. I don't know the rules, regulations, and the times and, penalties and stuff like that. So walk me through how a normal barrel race would go and how they judge it and stuff like that.
So every arena is a different size. So I think that can sometimes confuse people when it comes down to like time. So it's timed, but depending on the arena is going to depend on the pattern size and where they put the timers. But a standard set is 60 feet from the timer to the first barrel, 105 or 90 feet across the first to the second barrel, and 105 feet to the third barrel. And that's technically a standard set. So it's the fastest one there. You can pick to the right or left first, and then you go to the opposite barrel across, and then finish with the third and come home, and fastest time wins.
So is there no penalties involved, like, hey, you started wrong or you hit the barrel or something like that?
Hitting a barrel, there is, yeah. If you hit a barrel, it's a +5. Some actual jackpots actually give you like a no time, but for every barrel, if you hit it, it's a +5. Now you can rock it, like you can touch it and it can move, it just can't tip over.
Ah, that makes sense. Yeah. So what would be an average good time for you?
Well, my horses run right now low to mid 17 seconds on a standard. And what's crazy is that's actually a really good run. But right now, high 16s are winning it. So I've run 116 on a standard set. I have a gold run, another one this weekend at a race that I'm going to that has standard set on it. But, I've I've run 116. And that used to be like what would set arena records. And now it's kind of normal to have somebody run a sub 17 standard set pattern at these pro rodeos.
Jeez. Either the horses are getting faster or they are doing some fun things.
I mean, it is. I think that we're just breeding horses faster, and then the ground is getting better at these rodeos, and so that makes it so that people can go faster.
Oh, so basically when you started, the ground had a different composite to it, and now they're doing something different to it to add more tread, basically.
I mean, pretty much, yeah. They're making it so it's safer, it's faster, and it works so that horses can run to the best of their ability.
Yeah. And what type of training would you do for, obviously, running around barrels at your own home or whatnot, doing that sort of thing? But what sort of training would you do other than riding a horse?
So for me, like to keep myself healthy, I do CrossFit. So I like doing CrossFit and keeping myself in shape, making sure my balance is good, my core is good. The best that I can do to stay that. I stand in my standing frame a lot. Things that keep my body in a place to be successful on the back of a horse, to keep me strong, to make sure that I'm in shape. It's like you can do all these things to have your horse be ready, but if you're not, then you're not going to be able to do them justice anyway. So that's what I do for me, is just try to do what I can to be healthy, so that when I get on the back of them, I'm prepared to ride them to the best of their ability too.
Yeah. And with your condition, do they strap your legs in or something? Not or?
Yeah, so I have a seat belt on my saddle. We actually strap myself in. I have straps around my legs, Velcro straps around my legs. My feet are rubber banded in. I have all these pieces. I sit on a seat, like uh, a cushion. I sit on a cushion so that I don't have to worry about pressure sores and rubbing sores. So
Hmm.
I have all those pieces that, yeah, hold me center balance protected in that saddle.
Like something in your lower back or something to push you against it, then you buckle
I don't
yourself
have
in, basically.
anything. Yeah, I don't have anything on my lower back. I just actually just have the seatbelt on across my hips. So I'm a T11, T12 injury. So I'm low enough that, I have pretty good stability, right? I do have to use my hands for balance the majority of the
Hmm.
time when it comes to being on the back of a horse, but I do have some stability that I didn't have to build a saddle that had a back on it.
Oh, nice. So you're pretty well just, okay, let's do this, go in motion left and right and all the other fun stuff.
I mean, yeah, they don't give me a shortcut, so I have to keep up with everybody else.
Ain't that usually how it works?
Yeah, sounds right.
I'm still waiting to go elk hunting one day and be able to just, no, but I would keep on telling somebody, I tell the guys, I'm like, what do I need to do? And they're like, you need to get in this shape. I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah.
I think I got a few bad feet, so walking's fun.
Yeah, figure you gotta do the best you can with what you have.
Yeah. I stepped on my foot wrong the other day because I got bilateral club feet when I was a kid, so I've had surgeries. And I stepped on my foot the wrong the other day, and I could just feel a tendon shooting up into my leg every step.
Mm.
So much fun.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And I have to carry a small child in a car seat.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Well, she's 5 months old, so hopefully soon we're just gonna go straight to the stroller, and she's just, well, actually, we do put her in the stroller. We forgot to bring the stroller. We went to an apple orchard the other day, and that was the first time. But holy cow, hauling around a car seat's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I keep talking about my little girl today. I'm happy. I got to see her multiple times today.
I think that's perfect.
I'm seeing my son. If you haven't seen the background, my son's crossing through every so often. He's mobile.
That's perfect.
So the movies thing. I know you said you before the podcast you had a special on Netflix. What is that about?
So it's called Walk Ride Rodeo. They filmed it in 2018. It came out in 2019, so it's a few years old now. It just shares the story of my life of, how I've loved horses, my car accident, and then getting back on. I'm the only professional paralyzed barrel racer in the United States, so they felt like that was movie worthy, and it came out and it spread my story, across the whole world.
That's awesome, and I have not seen it yet. I'm gonna put my wife on that and have her watch it with me, and
Perfect.
she's gonna be brought to tears. I guarantee it.
There's a chance.
Or she's probably gonna go, "Oh my god." Was how many people? Well, when you made the movie and it came out, what was a lot of people's reactions?
I mean, all pretty positive, honestly. I feel like people were able to get motivation, inspiration from the story, find something they could relate to, feel like they can overcome the battles in their lives. So, all good things.
Yeah. So, what year did you have the auto accident?
I wrecked in January of 2010. So, it's been 15 years.
Dang, that's been a while. I think I was
Mhm.
married to my wife for 3 years at that time.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. Some days it feels like a long time, other days it feels like it was yesterday.
Oh, excuse me, 2010. Nope, I wasn't even married to my wife yet. Like I said, I'm going on sleep deprivation for being up to 3 in the morning, so I'm not going to be 100% today, apparently.
I bet she'll forgive you.
My wife, yeah. She hasn't buried me in the backyard yet. Key term. Although I did see on Instagram, and I think I sent a congratulations late on that, but you recently got hitched.
I did. I got married in May of this year.
Yeah. I showed my wife, I think it was one of the videos of you being escorted down the aisleway, I think. with a horse-drawn chariot?
I had a pony. Yeah, I did a pony and cart to go down the aisle. It was perfect.
That was awesome, and I'm jealous. I really am. I mean, that looked like a very beautiful wedding.
Thank you. Thank you. It
Yeah.
really came together so magical.
So how long were you dating him before he popped the question to do that?
A couple years. Yeah, we were dating for a couple years. I felt like I earned the ring way before I got it, but I had to be patient.
Yeah. How did he propose? Because mine was I just woke my wife up from a nap and made her think I had just a fake box, but in reality I had the ring on me.
He, thought I was going to dinner with my brother and his wife, and they had actually set up this little building, and he'd set it up like kind of one of our first official dates was we went to the Christmas lights. So he had like all the Christmas decoration leading up to it so we could recreate going through the lights, and had pictures of all the adventures we've gone on. And then he picked me up and set me on a bench because he knew I didn't want to be proposed to in my chair, and told me that he's loved all the adventures we've gone on and wants to start the next one together.
Man, he beats me way out of the water, man. I'm gonna have to redo that with my wife now.
You might need to, mine goes above and beyond for me.
Yeah, well, let's see. 2027, it'll be 15 years married and 20 years together. So I think I may have to up the ante that year.
I think you probably should.
Now, I'm going to be consulting with you for ideas then.
You probably should just be great every day. I mean, that's really the best answer.
Well, I'm hoping to be the best I can be for my children and my wife. So I'm just talking about
That's
something.
the right place.
I'm just talking about like something special ideas. I'll have to work on that. So, what got you into? I know we're jumping all over the place today, but what got you into Yellowstone?
So one of my family friends, so Jake Ream, that's in the bunkhouse. He's a big part of the show, or was, near the end there, or during the whole show, I guess. He was friends with Taylor Sheridan, right, from the show, from riding his cutting horses, and he shared my story with Taylor Sheridan. And so when they wanted a story to inspire Jimmy to get back on a bucking horse, then that's when they wrote me into the script and brought me in, and I was able to film it with them, and it was perfect.
What was your thoughts on the process, and who did you meet on the show?
So they do a good job. Obviously it's a really high quality show and they have a lot going on. So they did a great job putting it together. It was fun meeting the cast members that I could. So only the people who are in your scene are the ones that are on the set. So people always ask me, if I met Kevin Costner, or even any of the other cast members. And Jimmy was the only one, like, I guess, bigger name that was in my scene. So he was there, of course. I've met some other cast members doing some other events since then, but actual on my scene, it was just Jimmy.
Yeah. So you've who all have you met since that?
I did a charity event. I did a cutting charity event 2 Novembers ago, or December, Novembers ago. And they had cast members from Yellowstone. They had cast members from 1887 and 1923. I won't go through all of their names that were on there, but Jan Landrum was one of them that was on there. And oh gosh. Anyway, there was a whole slew that were there. I wish I should have all their names memorized, of course, but they were through those different shows, and we did it as a team. So they had like Forey Smith was there too, so that was fun. Yeah, it was really cool to be able to do that event with them.
Yeah. You did you meet anybody like Cole Hosser or good Lord, his name eludes me, but he was on the one with it was the earliest show, the earliest prequel one. Good Lord. He's a big Western dude starred opposite Tom Selleck.
Oh, I don't know. Like, so probably from the 1887 series.
Yeah, now I have to look that up. It's like, holy cow. He played opposite Ashton Kutcher and Tom Selleck, and two different things. The Ranch is what I'm looking up now for that. Okay, here we go. Sam Elliott.
No, he wasn't at any of the events I was at.
Oh, now I'm sad. Sam Elliott's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully, well, I mean, I'm sure I'll get to do some more in the future at some point, and then, yeah, get to cross paths with them.
Yeah. So, just a few of the not so big names, basically, is what was there, basically.
At some of them, I mean, I think, I think some of them, they're just at different parts in their career and whatnot, but yeah.
Yeah.
So whoever they brought to that cutting, I think they just get different people every year.
Yeah. Excuse me, not the star cast members. I'd love to talk to Harrison Ford on the occasion.
Yeah.
But do you see yourself doing anything else Hollywood related similar to that in the future?
Oh, I mean, if something came up like an opportunity, I'm one that I don't like to pass up cool opportunities. So if something did, I'm sure I would if it fit in with what I was doing or where I was at, or if all the things lined up, I'm sure I would.
Yeah. And are you going to continue? How long do you see yourself barrel racing for?
Well, I'm already strapped in, so I figure I can do it as long as my body allows me to.
Yeah. And you've been doing it for how many years now?
I started riding when I was 3 and I'm 34. So I started riding barrels when I was 7, so not quite as long, but yeah, over 30 years.
Dear good Lord. What's the attrition rate on barrel racing?
I wouldn't even want to guess.
Because when I was talking with Tyler Turco, I think he said it was like a 70% attrition rate for bucking broncos.
Really?
And yeah, and don't quote me, it's in the episode, but he said bull riding and bareback, holy cow. Those are pretty high.
Yeah, I mean, those two events are probably the hardest on their body. So that makes it a little more tricky.
Yeah. When I had him on, he was talking about how, he was prepping for the season and he was doing like a local rodeo and he got tossed from his bronco. This is a full saddle riding bronco with, reins, everything. And he got tossed and he injured his shoulder and his arm and he was out till June.
Yeah, their injuries can be pretty aggressive.
So what kind of injuries does barrel racing have?
I mean, you can see things like, I've shattered a kneecap hitting a barrel. If you have a horse that falls, I think that's really when you'll see a lot of injuries. Is if you have a horse that falls, things can happen that way. Just even horse related accidents at home too. It's kind of a little different than those events. I think that those ones are going to see injuries a lot more often. I think in ours, we have to try to keep our horses sound as much as we have to keep ourselves sound.
Yeah. Basically, all the noise and distractions can cause them to freak out and not do what you want them to do.
Yeah, usually it's the quality of the ground, right? Like we talked about, that has improved because if a horse goes in there and expects the ground to hold them and it doesn't, then they can fall or twist something, and then that's hard.
Yeah. And you don't hear about it a lot unless you're listening to like farriers or like horse experts or people that actually ride horses all the time. Video games do not portray horses very well in terms of what you can do on the ground because they're like, yeah, you can twist their ankle.
Yeah, there's a lot that can happen.
That's where I'm like, oh, the horse is going up a mountain in the video game, but in real life, that would probably hurt the horse.
Yeah, I think it's hard to really portray what they can and can't do all the time.
Yeah, they should. I wish they would have in the series or something with the horses, be like, this would be bad, this would be bad, this would be bad. Don't do that. Go through a run through or something like a movie with barrel racing, basically.
Yeah.
Man, I come up with ideas and I give them to everybody. I should make a fortune off of this stuff. Adaptive consultation.
Right, there it is.
My idea is I came up with this in high school. I'm like, I just throw my ideas out there in the wild, and then somebody takes a nuclear warhead and launches it up there, and everything goes bye-bye.
Sounds right.
Oh, so what got you into keynote speaking?
So that, I was serving as FFA state president here in Utah the year of my accident, and you give a retiring address at the end of the year. So I'd written my retiring address on overcoming obstacles, and I gave it 2 months after my accident. And so obviously that story had changed and evolved from when I very first wrote the speech. And I just started getting asked to speak. So then I've been lucky enough to make it my job.
I wonder if I could do that. No, I would not know where to begin with motivational speaking. Obviously, if you can tell by the way my conversation is going right now, I probably am not the best.
The reason that I can keep a job is because not everyone can be a speaker.
Yep. I like I said, I'm just the podcaster. I just tell people stories.
Perfect.
I occasionally like to throw in the one-liner here and there and fail miserably.
I think you just got to try what you can.
But I do know this. I was talking with Christy Titus a while back, and she told me, you have the voice for radio. So at least I got that.
At least you got that.
So what do you see is the future in barrel racing? How long do you think you're going to do that for? I know we talked about it a little before, and you said as long as your body allows you to, but how long do you think you're going to go for?
I don't even really know. I don't know if I could answer that or predict the future. I mean, we all know that life changes really fast and drastically, so we don't get to control everything. So I don't know. I'm not going to even put a plan or a timeline on it. I'm just going to take it every year as it comes.
Nice. Now, I wanted to add on to that. What's the oldest barrel racer? Who's the oldest barrel racer you ever known?
Donna K. Rule is probably one of the oldest that I know that's as competitive as I would want to be. So she's still pro rodeos. And she is, I believe, now almost 70. So, and she still gets to compete at a really high level. So, I mean, I'm sure there are older barrel racers than that, but at the level she's doing it, I think that that's really impressive.
That woman will go till she's 85.
I hope so.
But being able to compete till you're 70, holy cow. You've still got 30 more years to go.
I know. I got a long time.
Hey, that's awesome, actually, in my opinion. We have not only keynote speaking, but also barrel racing. Now, are you self-funded for barrel racing, or do you go through sponsorships? And I know you said keynote speaking is your full-time job, so it was just like the part-time job, basically.
Yeah, I do have some really great sponsors that help me get down the road and help me with things that me and my horses need in order to be successful. But then, I do have to have a job. So thankfully I love my job, and then my job helps me pay for what I want to do too.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you go outdoors and hunt and fish too as well?
I do when I can. So my husband does like to fish, so he usually takes me fishing a couple times a year. And then hunting, honestly, I usually only hunt when it gets lined up that I don't have to I can go to somebody's ranch to hunt. That's my kind of hunting.
Basically, I have deer on my property. I need you to take care of it.
Yeah, I like the private hunts.
Yeah, I only have like this little rural hunt, 10-acre rural hunting thing where it's bow only, and pray to God you get it before it gets onto the neighbor's property, sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's it like hunting on a private ranch?
Actually, pretty amazing. Yeah, it's not some people's cup of tea, but for me, it's perfect. And I really don't even care what people think about it as long as I love it. And I know that it's other people's, that's their livelihood in order to create an atmosphere that I can hunt in. So I'm happy with it.
So what do you normally go for?
I've done all sort of things. I've got whitetail. I've got a muley. Well, my muley was on public land, but I've got exotics. So I have an axis. I have a fallow. I have a black buck. Yeah, I have quite a few.
Now I'm jealous.
You should be. I actually have some pretty cool animals.
Yeah, if you've seen the people I've talked to, you'd be jealous of some of their stuff.
I bet.
I know a buddy of mine. He takes out veterans hunting and whatnot, Ryan Bodwin, and he goes over to Africa, and he got
Yeah.
himself a black impala.
One day I'll make my way over there.
Ooh, African hunting. Now there's the fun one.
Right.
So, how do you see yourself bagging an elk in the near future?
Hopefully. Yeah, I'm hoping. I just keep putting it out there that somebody at some point will line up a ranch and I'll get to shoot an elk.
Yeah. So, do you go through the whole tag process every year then?
I have been in for the hunt quite a few times, but yeah, haven't drawn it yet, obviously. But
Do you go out east for whitetail then?
my whitetail, I have one that I got in Wyoming. I got my whitetail in Wyoming, and then I got a whitetail in Alabama.
Dang. I've only been to Alabama once. Not for hunting.
Yeah, good place.
Yeah. I prefer my state for the whitetail. It's if she's looking behind me, there's that whitetail behind me I bagged 2 years ago, and I finally found the bolt for.
Perfect.
Yeah. We were clearing out some brush recently so I could put like a winter peas food plot, like a little maybe 20 by 20 foot plot, like a cup of seed or whatnot. And mind you, I'm doing this in the middle of a rain, putting this stuff in. We cleared it out when it was hot, but then it was raining, so I'm putting the seed in. But while we're clearing it out, I found the broadhead and the bolt. And that broadhead, other than a little bit being rusty, the blades are still very much shiny.
Right.
So that's retired now. He ain't being used.
Yeah.
But yeah, that broadhead went through the shoulder of a doe and then went through him
There you go.
in the same year. So
There you go.
nice touch. Do you see yourself? Well, what type of hunts do you want to go on in the near future?
Oh, I mean, an elk's probably up what I'd want to do, or a different colored fallow would be pretty cool. Probably those would be my next ones.
I'm just looking this up now. Fallow deer. I know I'm looking at it, and I'm doing all the fun deer. Seriously, I want one of those deer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where'd you get that? Wasn't that exotic in like Texas or something?
Yep. That's where I got it. Was in Texas.
Shh. I know a lot of guys in Texas. I really need to get down there. You have made me inspired. I need to contact and beg and plead with my friends down in Texas.
You should. It's a good spot.
But yeah. Have you used any of any of the nonprofits to go hunting?
Yeah, so some of those have taken me to go hunting.
So what was the nonprofit down in Texas?
That one was well, yeah.
Oh.
So my fallow was through oh my goodness. It's a hunting disabled hunters group that is down there in Texas.
Disabled Outdoorsman?
No, the Disabled Outdoorsman. I don't know. I'd have to go find it. I did a Disabled Outdoorsman when I shot my antelope.
Yeah.
That was through the Nevada Outdoorsmen in Wheelchairs. But there's another group that is in Texas, and he does a really, really good job. And he's the one that lined up the fallow that was down there.
Nice. Yeah, I like to live vicariously through people with their hunts right now.
Yeah, you should.
Well, that's what yeah. No, do you see yourself trying to go after goats or sheep?
I mean, my black buck is kind of in the goat category, and same with my antelope. They're considered in the goat category. And I mean, I don't think I need to shoot either one of those ones again. But yeah, I don't know. We'll just see how the world lines up.
Yeah. So, what do you see yourself doing in the future for keynote speaking?
Well, I love to speak. So I hope that I just get to continue to speak as long as people will hire me. I always just have the goal from every speech that I have another person that wants to hire me, and then I'll always have a job.
Nice. Now, are you hired through a company, or are you self, doing your own thing?
Just doing my own thing. My name is with a couple other companies as well that some people will go through, but usually just through me.
Yeah, so you got a booking agent and all that fun stuff.
On them I do, but otherwise I do everything else.
Yeah, I know that feeling on booking things.
Yeah.
I just turned the podcast this past June into the LLC, so I get to be all the hats. Thank God I have a good editor.
That's perfect.
But yeah, all the other hats are me right now, and I need to get some negotiators going for me. But oh, good Lord. Sorry, we went down so many fun rabbit hole on that one. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm also getting text from the wife because we have a fun run for my son's cross country tomorrow. So
Oh,
that's also
perfect.
distracting me at the same time.
Well, perfect.
I get to be dad and do all that at the same time. So, crossing, hunting. So, with your husband, what type of fish do you guys fish for?
Oh, I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know on that. Whatever he wants us to catch, then I just try to catch
You're
it.
like, huh? Okay, honey, I'm coming with you.
Yeah, I don't know all the different fish.
You're like, I love the hunt. I want this. Fishing? Okay, whatever.
Yep. Yeah, whatever we line out, then I'm happy to hunt. I want to go to Alaska and do some of the big hunts or the big fishing trips up there, but um, get salmon and stuff like that because I do love
Oh, good
salmon,
Lord.
but we'll see.
Salmon run up there. There's the moose up there, the caribou.
Yep, yep.
Can you imagine going out there hunting caribou and you just wheel yourself out there like, oh, which one do I want and how do I get to it?
Right, right, exactly.
I talked to one previous guest and he actually did go, I think it was caribou hunting. And while they were in camp setting up, he saw a brown bear running away. And he said the only time that happens is if there's a bigger bear behind them. So
That'd be scary.
hopefully everything lines up and you get to shoot it.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
so. Do you want to tell everybody how to reach you?
Yeah, you can find me on my social media, on my Facebook, my Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, my website, amberleysnyder.org.
And so thank you, Amberley, for coming on. I apologize again for sleep deprivation. It's not my funnest trait right now.
That's all right. That's all right. Thanks
Uh,
for having me on.
well, thank you. And remember, everybody, stay adaptive. Oh, I need this.